Hi friends, in the last class we have derived the formula for Fourier transform and inverse Fourier transform. In this class we are going to discuss about what is a spectrum of the signal. Basically the word spectrum denotes the frequency content of the signal. So we will see the definition first. A plot of the Fourier transform g of f versus the frequency f is called the spectrum of the signal g of t. So if you draw a graph between your Fourier transform g of f and the frequency f, so that graph is called a spectrum of a signal. So now this g of f is a complex number, so we can write this g of s in terms of magnitude and angle. G of f can be written as mod g of f and exponential of j theta f. So g of f mod g of f is the magnitude part of Fourier transform and theta f is the phase part of Fourier transform g of f. So if you draw a graph between g of f versus frequency, then the spectrum is called a magnitude spectrum. Similarly, if you draw a plot between theta of f and theta of f versus frequency, then the spectrum is called phase spectrum. So now we are going to derive three properties based on this spectrum. For that I am just taking a signal g of t is a real value function. If g of t is a real value function, then its Fourier transform g of f can be written as integral minus infinity to plus infinity g of t e power of minus j 2 pi f t dt. So this formula we already derived in the last class. This is the formula to find the Fourier transform for the signal g of t. So now I am going to take a complex conjugate for g of f. So g of f we can write it as, after taking conjugate we can write g star of f equal to integral minus infinity plus infinity. Similarly for g of t also we have to take conjugate, so g star of t. Similarly here if we are taking conjugate, minus j changed to plus j, so j 2 pi f t dt. Next I am going to replace f by minus f. G star of minus f equal to integration minus infinity plus infinity g star of t e power of minus, so here I am replacing f by minus f, so in this equation so we will get e power of j 2 pi f t dt. Consider this first equation and this one is second equation. Since g of t is a real value function, so we can write g of t equal to g star of t. If any signal is real, then its original signal and its conjugate must be equal. So if g of t is a real function, so we can write g of t equal to g star of t. Now you compare the equation number 1 and equation number 2. The right hand side g of t, g star of t. So g of t and g star of t both are equal. So from the equation number 1 and 2, so in both the equation right hand sides are equal. If right hand side of the equations are equal, then we can say left hand side must be equal. So g of f must be equal to g star of minus f. This is one important equation. So this equation is very important. in competitive exams they will ask if g of t is a real value function, then option A, g of f equal to g of minus f, g of f equal to minus g star of minus f. Likewise they will ask the questions. So you can directly tell g of f equal to g star of minus f. So if g of f and g star of minus f are equal, similarly g of t is a real value function, we can say g of f modulus equal to g of minus f modulus. That is, the magnitude of g of f and the magnitude of g of minus f must be equal. Similarly, its phase what? Theta of f equal to minus theta of minus f. By comparing these two equations, we can say the magnitude spectrum of g of f, the magnitude spectrum of g of t is an even function. So we can say the first condition, the first property, magnitude spectrum of g of t is an even function, that is it is symmetric about vertical axis. This is the first property. And the second one is, by seeing the phase part, theta of f equal to minus theta of minus f, which means the phase spectrum is an odd function. Phase spectrum of g of t is an odd function. So even function, here odd function, that is it is asymmetric or non-symmetric about vertical axis. By comparing these two statements, we can say if magnitude spectrum is an even function and phase spectrum is an odd function, we can say g of f is a conjugate symmetry. So these three properties are very, very important in spectrum of the signal. So first condition is, first property is magnitude spectrum is an even function, so which means it is symmetric about y-axis. Vertical axis means y-axis, and the phase spectrum is an odd function and it is asymmetric about vertical axis. So which means by combining these two statements, we can say g of f exhibits a conjugate symmetry. So this is very, very important statement. Okay friends, in this video we have discussed about what is a spectrum and the three properties of spectrum. In the next class we'll see a problem related to Fourier transform. Thank you friends.